Hello, welcome to Akihabara. I am Goiru. Today's your guide for bike taxi tour. Today's driver is Miss Xu. Before start the tour, let me show some rules of this tour. First, please stay at your seat of your safety. Second, you can take pictures during the tour. However, please don't take any direct pictures of passengers as well as girls in mind custom handing out flyer on the streets. Third, please refrain from posting pictures on SF if you can see the face of passengers and girls clear on them. At one place during the tour, you will get off the taxi and wear VR headsets to enjoy 360 degrees VR video. Play. What image do you have about Akihabara? An electric town or maker of otaku or subjecture? Today, I'd like to introduce to you attraction of Akihabara through the history and the history, where you are taking in both the real view around you and the image on the screen in front of you. Please look at the picture on the screen. This is counter market nearby Akihabara in Edo area from 1603 to 1867, when Samurai and Shoei ruled Japan. As market included Mancho's house, it looked like a small town. Move at the next picture. Many second-hand kimono shops were lined along Kanda River nearby. It was the center of the fashion jacks like today's Harajuku. Those days, the primary means of direct expression of goods was water transportation. As there is Kanda River nearby, this area was the longest base. In the Meiji period, the government emerged from mountains of Japan and introduced the railway system. The railway had built from Ueno to Tokoku, the northwest area of Honshu Island. In order to handle a lot of goods from Hokoku, Akihabara Freight Station was built and ferry from Ueno Station was laid to the station. This station has become present Junior Akihabara Station. Watch a map on the screen. Can you see a blue line? It's Kanda River in traveling direction. The blue square part on the right side is the sun from small ships. We are now Yodobashi Akiba building stamps. Please look at your left side. There is a small park. It used to be the station I counting the base and the river. Goods such as wool and trucks from Tohoku were transported to Akihabara to get stationed by railway, and shipped from there to every place in Tokyo. Later, cars became a mainstream mode of transportation, and rivers or mountain was replaced of countered by roads. Thus, the sense of Tokyo has completely changed. Now, I will tell you the brief history of Akihabara after the World War WW2. Please look at the screen again. Because of area electric, Tokyo including Akihabara had been reclaimed to ruins. After the war, there was a black market nearby, and as there was an electrical engineer's company in the neighborhood, many vendors dealt in radio parts such as vacuum tubes produced by the U.S. Army. As radio was the only reaction at that time, the market followed. Then Reed made radio appeared by the college. Sharp competition growth after the war brought about most production and most competition, and the hostile appliance boomed. People's life was improved and became more comfortable. The more you own, the happier you are. The three secretaries or the three states symbol at that time were black and white television, washing machines, and a refrigerator. Then the new three spreader was not necessary in sense but relaxed color television, air conditioning, and cars. In 1970s, the first PC shop was opened. The advent of computer changed Akihabara dramatically. In 1970s, Sony Relax Walkman, the forerunner of Japan brand product first in miniaturization and high factory. In 1980s, Made in Japan brand became acknowledged by the world. People from the world visited Akihabara for intellectual absence, and duty-free shops included. Akihabara, the electric town, became globally famous. At the same time, PC game drivers such as Nintendo game software were becoming popular. In 1990s, since Microsoft Windows 95 PC appeared, PC became the widespread replayed. Thus, manga and anime powerful element subculture came into Akihabara with otaku who love PCs, games, anime, manga very much. Since 2001, shops anime at otaku included replay. In 2005, AKB48, an idol group, was formed. It illustrated the new image of idol. The idol changed and supported by locals. Akihabara is such a rich ground where nutrients and culture are born. Now some George repeats subtract from Akihabara, once used with native In 2000, Tokyo government in the Tokyo Plan 2000, a Tokyo government released urban development guide for the Akihabara area. You will see the letter ATRE1 address 1 on the building just in front of you. It is a station building opened in 2012. This improved the image of Akihabara Station a lot of that famous visitors feel comfortable. Step on here and you will realize now you are in Akihabara. On the left-hand side is the Akihabara Radio Kaigan, the most well-known landmark in Akihabara with big yellow sign. If you took a look at the shops inside, you can tell what are now in Akihabara. This is the very birthplace of PC in Japan, where NEC sold the first Macau computer kit named TK-80 in 1976. Present Radio Kaigan hosts many pop culture shops within Akihabara. Let me introduce some of them. The first shop is Card Lever, a shop of Toreka or trading card. There are Toreka station and a draw space. At the Toreka station, many trading cards are displayed individually. Please notice the price of each card, from a few dozens of yen to 10 of thousands of yen. The difference is separate. This difference tells you the need of a card or related and popular of each card. This is a dual space. You may have changed to watch a head match here. Trading card game was originally created in the US. The first game made in Japan was a Pokemon card game in 1996. Later anime Pokemon was produced and greatly popular. It often happens that popular card games developed into other fields. Popular trading card games have many players all over the world, including professionals. Move on to next shop, though on the 7th floor, a shop of dolls. Doll shops offer parts and item to assemble. Only one doll in the world of Yukon. You can choose anime character like Face or Reactor. Face with eyeball. Dolls have fans of wide otaku who love anime character to lover of actual dolls. Doll owners enjoy posting their joined dolls, changing clothes, and hair dolls of them. While some owners make clothes for their dolls, many come to us for separating exquisite and fine dresses, accessories, and small items. Next is a stop on the second floor. This is a shop of return showcase service, very familiar business in Akihabara. You can rent a showcase in the shop and display and sell whatever you like using that space. You pay rent fee months and sales come fee to the shop. Last day, let's see the Akiba, a gift shop on the ground floor. You can buy the goods with Akihabara ice curriculum on them and goods in seasons as well as popular sweets among foreign visitors. Look at your right side. Inside of the building is a parts market. where the street vendors moved after the war. There is no other place in the world where electric parts and devices shops come to reach like this. Everybody enjoys marking things by hand that contributes to the directorial development of Japan. One thing you can't miss here in the first Sony Walkman TPS-L2. It is the memorable Forever of Japan brand product featuring miniaturization and high fidelity. Two small Shinto addresses are placed here. You see a lot of duty-free store buildings around the station. In front of you is Chiyo or Central Street. This is the main street of Akihabara with the very image of a Meko of otaku. Some visitors come to Akihabara to just take pictures of the street and get a staff feed. However, in old days when Tokyo was called Edo, this was the highway for Logo, the Ganori Mason. Once visited Kanjin, his family lived in Ueno. Now coming into view in traveling direction is Banseibashi Bridge over Kanta River. Behind the bridge, can you see red-black archway contrastation? That is the 11th railway of a present Chiyo line. The first Banseibashi station was built in 1912, designed by Tatsuno King, the famous artist who also built a Tokyo station. It was a beautiful building in Toso style trained by white bronze, red brick and cross. Now Banseibashi Station was removed as a shopping center named Machi Ekuto and opened it in 2013. The old red-brick arches and stairs add excitation to the factory, where shops and cafes are regular takes around your introduction. In 1919, Chiyo Line was extended to Tokyo Station. This made Banseibashi Station an intermediate station with fewer passengers than before. In 1936, Railway Museum was annexed to the station while station area was directly recruited. In 1943, Banseibashi Station finally shut its doors. In 1948, Railway Museum changed its name to Transportation Museum and was loved by many railway fans and children. In 2006, the museum was closed and now located in Saitama City. Look at in front of you, you can see all the vertical of the subline. Please look at the screen. The picture shows Akihabara when the subline was built. The veranda in front is the only viaduct, and another beautiful red space on right side, Hatagocho, Waikato. You can see that later. Now Toyo Keisokuki Land is coming into view on your left side. This is a store special its motion instrument. This you will find any kinds of machine equipment you may need at this store. Among shops in Akihabara where you can expect very knowledge salespersons, this may be the only one with super specials. In 2011, after the Great East Japan earthquake, radiation, computer, and electric metal were in demand and out of stock. And so are there millions of perfect alchemists these days. It clearly reflects the era. Next is the bar gauge, which is run by Toyo Keisokuki. How about a glass of drink with delicious foods in season? Old gauge and measure instruments are on display inside of the bar. Now on your right side is the 11th railway of the Sob line. The reason why so many railways were erected was because Meiji government ordered as such, in order to avoid obstruction by laying razor on the ground. So you can see beautiful arch-shaped Hadagocho viaduct. Please look up your right upper side when the taxi turns to the left. Its bright green color is beautiful, isn't it? And the red-black arch is in front of you. It becomes a part of a familiar sight, and people forgot its view. Next, let me introduce the so-called idle counter in Akihabara. Please look at the screen. On the 7th floor of a pizza building with a red sign brought up of your right on the other side of the street, PARMS Theater is located. There you can see the performance of popular idol groups such as Kamanjoshi or Masked Girls now on the square. Speaking of idol groups, the most famous one is Akihabara is AKB48. However, while the otage went, otaku don't bomb each other occupation small space just like traditional dance of Maiko-san, performed in space of only 0.8 square meters. So you will enjoy VR expensive at Onoden, where we passed by the Chiyo Street. Onoden is a duty-free store and an electronics store. Onoden deals not only in products aimed at visitors from foreign countries but also from Japan. For example, Japan Tradition Craft Station is on the ground floor that introduces the Japanese handwork of high quality. Note other shops collect nor display many Japanese traditional cars of high quality as well as wide front. The second and third floor are home application section. You will find most things you need here and enjoy shopping comfortable with kind help of store staff. The fourth floor is pop culture section with all shops dealing in pop culture related goods that represent today's Akihabara. By the way, on the ground floor of Onoden building, Akiba TV studio, an open stage from where YouTube station broadcast Akiba TV. Here you are going to enjoy VR experiences. Welcome back to your real world. How did you enjoy VR experience? The taxi is going down to the back street, where it's always busy with deep otaku and engineers coming and going, and lined with professional special shops which can meet their demands. Girls in costume often hand out flyers on the street. Now please watch the screen. This is Kotobukiya, one of the top funeral and plastic mold markets in Japan. Established 70 years ago, Kotobukiya has in terms to measure works of movies, games, and anime, such as Star Wars, Final Fantasy, Studio Ghibli anime, that you can't find easily in other shops in Akihabara. It is amazing that two-dimensional anime or manga are converted perfectly into three-dimensional figure. And left in front of you is Kodobukeya. And look up right side. Can you see the clock facing of Super Potato? Super Potato is a well-known retro video game shop in and out of Japan. It houses treasures for classic video games lovers such as Orange PlayStation, PlayStation 2 classic game cassettes, Nintendo Family computers, and Sega Mega Drive. The street in front of you is Kandamyojin Shinda Street. When you go head this street to the left, you will reach Kanda Jinja Shire. Can you see a building across the road with Kanda pink ribbon and a heart-shaped object? That is a mark of at-home cafe, the maid cafe you will see via video. Maid Cafe is a must place to visit for Japanese pop culture fans and introduced even in great books published in foreign countries. Nowadays, there are maid cafes of different cities and stores too. People often misunderstood what is maid coffee and who is maid-san. Maid-san in Akihabara is similar to Manko-san in Tokyo, as they introduce guests to the extraordinary world out of the daily life. By the way, do you know esports? Esports is a play of electric sports and a form of competition using computer games or video games. Esports is not so much familiar in Japan yet. However, its player population is more than 100 million in the world, and in some countries like USA, professional games are recounted to be professional pro sports players. Softmap AKB Professional Computer and the guide store on your left side has esports Studio Akiba on the 7th floor. Its 5th floor is gaming motion station and the 6th floor is gaming device station. On the 7th floor, there are stations for brand goods of professional esports teams and chairs for gamers. The second building from SoftMap is Jijun. Jijun is a game immersion brand Japanese PC mousy computer. PC market was lackluster a few years ago, but recently it is getting scratched again. One factory is having demand for PC with luxury, special for waiting meeting, telework or remote work under the Oliveira Foundation. The other is demand for grand PC with even higher space for esports. If you have no idea about the present video game Christmas, please make a visit to Jijun, and your impression of a video game will today change. The word esports came into use in 2000. Some of professional esports players earn more than 300 million per year. Market size of esports in the world is said to be 140 million. Japan is backward country in terms of esports. Here I give you a quiz. It is very popular in Akihabara and you see it everywhere. What is it? The answer is gachapon or consultory machine. On the left-hand side, gachapon kaikan with yellow sign is coming into view. Inner walls of gachapon kaikan are computed by gachapon machines. Have you ever tried one? It is very popular among foreigner visitors too. What attracts people? First, it's expensive. Second, there are a lot of unique products with good humor, such as Warren Insweet, Fruits Zombie, too much free-spirited, the state of labor. On the top of that, items are very high quality. Somehow, Japanese people are fashioned by elaborate made small things or miniature. Whatever you get, you will be surprised at their high quality. It's always a treat to turn a neighbor, wishing you can get the one you like. Be careful, you may spend too much money. After turning at the corner, you will see a kebab shop on the right-hand side. The Star Kebab first started as a food truck in Akihabara, and now they run their own shop in the back street. This is a typical story in Akihabara, and the goal is to open a business at Main Street. By the way, when you hear Akihabara, an idol group AKB48 comes to most of the Japanese people. It was formed in 2005 by a music producer Yasushi Akimoto, who wanted to create a group of idols you can meet among 7,224 girls auditioned. Only 24 were selected. The name AKB comes from Akihabara, where their terrace is located. Then you are going to turn to your street and turn to the right. You will see Don Quixote building on your right across the street, where AKB48 is located. There are many sister groups of AKB48 not only in Japan but also overseas. In Japan, there are SKE48 in Sake in Nagoya, MB48 in Namba in Osaka, HKT48 in Hakata in Fukuoka, NGT48 in Niigata, STU48 in Central Area, overseas, JKT48 in Jakarta, Indonesia, MNL48 in Malaysia, the Philippines, BNK48 in Bangkok, Thailand, and so on. Don Quixote is the name of a large discount chain store. This Akihabara branch is well known as the birth of AKB48, and AKB48 area is located on the X floor. By the way, do you know the animation movie Suit Gundam? The first service was aired in 1979. Since then, new series was made one after another to be aired on TV or screened. Usually long-running anime works. Just like Star Wars movies, there are many fans who say they have grown with Gundam series. Gundam was an epoch-marking work in the terms of its relaxed and complete story and setting when each episode in most anime series was a complete story. In the story, human beings moved into the underworld and formed the Earth Federation. Then the war broke out between the Earth Federation and the Prince Zone, who directs its expansion. Unlike most TV series, Gundam or anime, your side is not interaction always good and animation are not just even. Even tradition, there is not such simple good and evil. So why you have to fight for what? What is justice? The story asks such questions. There is Gundam Cafe in the area called Crossfire located in the traveling direction. The cafe is divided into 4 areas. Restaurant area is a restaurant remains a massive inside a space spaceship of the Earth Federation. Let's see some interesting shops under the electric railway. First, Chabala. Shikubasakyokya is a compression factory opened in 2019, which always strengthens you will new discoveries and great buys. This is second best, a camera shop directly magazine by Sample Cameras, which was established in 1975. Moving on next shop, Final Store, DX Magic by Final, Japanese earphone and headphone company. Let's see next. Tokyo Video Gamers. A cafe and a bar. It looks like a retro game quest. You can enjoy playing games and across the here. Then please look at the right-hand side. There is Akihabara branch of Taiki Labo, a Taiko or Japanese student school of the largest school in the world. Rent streak and travel lesson are available here. Beat Taiko, Sweet Rock, and relive the streets and get refreshed. Then I will tell you the origin of the name of Akihabara. Tokyo frankly had fight since Edo period. Nothing had changed even in Meiji period, and there was a terrible fire in 1869. After the fire, the place around here was turned to be a fire break. In the space, a Shinto shell was built, and 3 dealers who prevent fires were invited from the impressive places and installed. However, people misunderstood that Akiba Daigo, a famous deity who prevents the fire, was unshelled, so people called the shell Akiba-sama and this area Akiba Golden. No Haraba or Akihabara means the fight of the Akihabara Daigo shell. Hara in Japanese means field or open space. They say this is the origin of the name Akihabara. People in other countries are often concerned images or anime are all small children, but in Japan, adults also enjoy manga and anime. There have been amakimono or illustrated hand store that depict stores with pictures and text for more than 1,000 years in Japan. Another national trust, Chujun Jinbutsu Giga, is said to be the oldest manga in the sense of computer pictures and technique. Furthermore, mascot characters are popular in Japan, and there are great variety of the master trained and uncounted numbers of local mascots. Even the government and police offices have their own mascots to charge. On the left right is Yodobashi camera. The guests who fortunately could come back always would say they don't understand why they were late for the meeting time. Do you remember the old map you saw at the beginning of the tour? The blue square, do you remember? This is it. A basin for freight ships was here. Now there is an entrance to the Tsukuba Express Akihabara station on your right side. Tsukuba Express went into operation in 2005, linking between IT town Akihabara and Tsukuba Saisen City in 45 minutes. Right far side, can you see the sign with at Akiba? That is a pay toilet named Aoshisa at Akiba. Aoshisa at Akiba was opened in 2006 and it offers clean and comfortable restrooms, as well as a transfer information center and a smoking box. Now our tour has come to an end. How was the tour? Did you enjoy VR? We are so glad if the tour could come in the accreditation of Akihabara. We could appreciate if you could take a few minutes to fill out a questionnaire before leaving. Thank you for joining the tour. Please come back to Real Akihabara next time.